math student tutor, and trio student member. And I was the cashier lead at Home Depot for over an year. And recently, I started working at Methodist as a volunteer to commit myself as to some time for community services. And each of the different positions that I held provided different experience and taught many skills to succeed in life. And they all taught me to get out of my comfort zone in order to get adapt to the things. And I'm very proud to run for this position because I believe SGA cares for the development of students and universities in various aspects. It plays an important role in shaping the direction and focus of the university. And if I got elected, I will commit my time, effort, and leadership skills to represent the student population on this committee and will do my best. And also, I will encourage others like my team member to get out of their comfort zone to get adapt because that's the thing which I had learned from my experience. If you got out of your comfort zone, you will learn how to get adapted to the things and how to strive in order to get your goal. And once again, thank you everyone for your time.
You muted.
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah. Thank you so much, Amrita, for presenting. You can stop screen sharing like that. Okay. And let's see. I believe our next presentation. So that was our first candidate for the Vice President Outreach and Communications position. By the way, quick interjection, these ballots voting will be open tomorrow. So you can vote for who you want to serve as Vice President of Outreach and Communications tomorrow all the way through, I believe, spring break Tuesday, I'm pretty sure. So you have a week of voting. Opens tomorrow, just letting y'all know. So our second candidate for the VP Outreach and Communications position is Brandon Woodcock. Woo.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
All right, I'll do the same thing. I'll share my screen.
Sounds good. Oh, also for anybody that is joining, if you guys could put the acronym of the organization that you represent next to your name. So for example, my name is Hibaloya, I would SGA next to it, or yeah, like that. Like Brandon has SFMP next to his, that's an example. Alina has CFM, like that. If all of y'all who are representing an organization could do that, that would be great. Okay, Brandon, you got it.
All right, could y'all give me the screen sharing?
Yeah.
I think you should be able to do it now.
Okay. All right. All right, so again, hello everybody. My name is Brandon Woodcock. I'm running for the SGA VP for Outreach and Communications. Little about myself. Spent the last 8 years or so in the Navy in the medical field. And so that's kind of where I got my passion to become a biology pre-health major. So I've been at this school since last spring or so. And I started with the SGA this spring as a SGA rep for SFMP and also as a senator. And that's where I kind of started seeing how SGA works and seeing some of the things that SGA can do. All right, so some of the main platforms and things that I think would be important to work with SGA with is, again, we're always talking about quorum. So that's one big one that I think that we could work on. And then organization collaboration. I really think that in order to increase our effectiveness, it would be in our best interest to kind of collaborate with all the organizations and strengthen them. And then if we strengthen them, that could probably get the ball rolling on a lot of things that we want to accomplish. So like, not to be corny, but I have the 3 C's: collaboration, communication, and convenience. So I really think that we could make some meaningful progress if we collaborate together, get the voices of everybody, communicate what we're trying to do, what's happening, and ways that we can make progress that's going to affect the students, and convenience, and just making sure that everything gets out there in platforms that can reach everybody. Um, so one of our kind of things that we've had trouble with is okay. All right. One of our things that we've kind of had trouble with is participation. So I was kind of like trying to brainstorm with a couple people around campus about why people don't participate in some of our things. So I was thinking some people don't think it makes a difference. They don't might not care about the issues that are presented, or it could be the voting process, or they're too busy or have conflicting schedules. So one of my goals as VP of Outreach would be to get students to talk about things that they want to see on campus with their friends, their organizations, and then eventually SGA. And then we could kind of work to get those things implemented. And then show those orgs that are involved appreciation, and encourage our non-involved orgs to participate, and then follow up on those things so that we could actually enact the opinions that they put forth. Um, so yeah, like I was saying, I think it kind of starts at the personal level with people's friends, and then to reach as many people as we can, uh, reach the orgs, and then get that to SGA. So a lot of students are aware of their like rights as a citizen in the United States, but they're not so aware of like some of the rights that they have as students at this on campus. Like a lot of students don't really know like the power that they hold. So see, these are some of the rights that I kind of want to make sure that students know that they have, and help them to kind of exercise these rights a little bit. So basically, the right to participate in policy, and then the right to make decisions. And then so like how do I plan to do it? So one of the things the VP of Outreach, when I was reading up on their responsibilities, is kind of work closely with the Signal to give like to help put things out, because the Signal is what one of our mass media communications things for the school. So I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of work with the Signal to give student orgs like spotlight opportunities, whether that be like recruiting, publicizing their events, or just to get the word out about the different orgs. And that might kind of like strengthen the numbers of the orgs, and kind of get them strengthened so that we can use them as more of a resource. Working on the Senate right now, I kind of see that we have a lot of senators with really good ideas. And I think that it might help us to meet a little bit more frequently. We can kind of get more things done, because like meeting once a month, we kind of go over things. We all have really strong ideas, and then it's like up to the next month or the time between that before we see each other again. So also, when talking to people around campus, I kind of talk to them about like, hey, do you know who your dean is for your for your college that you're in? And a lot of people aren't really aware of their specific dean, or who's in charge of the college that they're with. So I think that would be a good thing for the senators, because we have senators from different colleges to kind of bridge that gap between the students and then the admin of their college. And then the last thing was the surveys. A lot of people, we get the surveys, but for whatever reason, like people don't complete the surveys, or they're not really like a useful tool. So I was kind of trying to brainstorm how we can make the surveys a little bit more useful. Uh, it seems that like when you talk to people, if the survey is like more than 5 minutes, like most people aren't that inclined to finish it or even fill it out. Follow up after the survey. So once we give a survey out, I'll be like, okay, thank you for the information you guys provided. This is what we're going to try to do with the answers that you guys gave us. And then so that way, next time we put a survey out, people might be more inclined to participate if they saw like real change after the survey. Have incentives, maybe if we get our student orgs, like um, some type of incentives given out to the student orgs if you have your members participate in this survey. And I was also thinking more multiple choice things because I think people might be more inclined to fill out multiple choice rather than fill in the blank answers. So I think that's pretty much it for my presentation. Again, just when the voting comes out, vote for me, Brandon Woodcock, for VP of Outreach.
Thank you so much, Brandon. So those are our two VP outreach candidates. So voting opens tomorrow. It will be open for a week. Voting is open and available for all students. So I'm gonna do a quick reminder. It's 11:50 and we have 40 minutes left for voting on the constitutional amendment. Please reach out to the president of your organization and just ask them to log in on to get involved and vote. Because if we get a number of votes that meet the quorum, that means this is something that we'll actually be able to do, so we can conduct official business during our SGA meetings. Besides that, those are our two VP outreach candidates, and ballots are open tomorrow. So vote for whoever you want. Okay, so this next thing, this is a Fifth Ward donation drive. I'm gonna try to explain what I've been doing and how I'm trying to collaborate with SGA and how we can make this a group thing. So as y'all know, Winter Storm Uri really hit Texas really, really, really bad. And there's a lot of people that still need help. There's a lot of people that still don't have in Houston. There's people that do not have running water or power. They are still using water bottles to brush their teeth, take a shower, flush the toilet, cook food. Like their homes are legally and essentially inhabitable. So these people need our support and they need all the help they can get. And so it's the residents of Fifth Ward. Their neighborhood is residents of Fifth Ward and Kashmir Gardens. It's that whole area that's really neglected. That area is like a food desert. There are no nearby grocery stores and most residents don't own vehicles. So there are a lot of reasons why these people need our help. I can give more information if y'all want, but what we decided to do. So there's a group of Houston youth. They work with the mayor's office and HPD, and there's the Relief Gang and the Save Texas group. And so those two groups is basically Houston youth that are volunteering and collecting supplies and then redistributing them. Like they will just pull up in Fifth Ward and open their trunks and be like, first come, first serve, whoever wants, if you need this, get it. And people are very grateful. People really need it and people come back every single time. So the need for their items is not really going down. And so I thought we could do something to help them. So I created these care packages. So there's 3 different types basically that we ended up making. I collected donations through our Instagram and I also used UHCL SGA as a platform. So that information is still available on our UHCL SGA Instagram if you're interested. But we're basically collecting donations to then purchase items like essential hygiene items, diapers, feminine hygiene items, cleaning supplies like Clorox, Pine Sol, like toilet paper, all sorts of things. And so we collected these and made different care packages. So there's 3 packages that I made. The first one is the household care package, and that includes linen cloths for cleaning, sponges, Pine Sol, Clorox, hand sanitizer, wipes, stuff like that. There's personal care packages that have shampoo, conditioner, deodorant, face, mouthwash, snacks, tampons, pads, like all those sorts of things. And then there was a third care package that I made that was for parents. So they have diapers, baby powder, baby soap, baby lotion, diaper rash cream, um, other baby stuff. I can't remember exactly. I think we had some baby snacks, but those are the three kind of packages we've made so far. And so we're going to try to give those out either later today or on Wednesday. I will use social media to record everything, post everything so you guys can see what we're doing with the money. But I'm going to try to make this an ongoing thing because these people really need the help. So going forward, I'm hopefully going to plan it out a little bit better. Like I said, that these groups are basically led by Houston youth that are also students. So everything is like really quick and fast. So that's why this happened so fast. But hopefully next time we can slow it down a little bit and take our time with it. And yeah, so if you're interested in participating in this or helping me put together care packages or buy supplies or want to help spread the word or want to know any more information, please feel free to email me. My email's on the screen. I'm also available at sga@uhcl.edu. Also loyah11 at uhcl.edu. That's confusing. Let me check the chat. Let's see. To the person that emailed or that sent me the direct message, please reach out to the advising team to answer that question because I can't answer that. I'm not sure about that stuff. Okay, also Brendan, let's see, is this the drive that has the collection boxes in the SSCB right now? No, that is not. So the drive correct me if I'm wrong, somebody here, but I'm 99% sure that is for the Hawk Pantry. They also need our help, so there's multiple places to donate. Yes, so there are multiple places that you can donate, but that is for the Hawk Pantry. The Hawk Pantry, for those of y'all who might not know, is a it has resources. It's located in the Dean of Students office and it's for University of Houston Clear Lake students. It's for our community that might need things. So people in the community donate to the Hawk Pantry and then those in need within our community can take out what they need. So that you can also donate to that. I know they need all the help they can get as well. There's all sorts of people that need help. But if you're interested in donating to Fifth Ward or making these care packages with me, or if you have an idea to organize it any better, I would love to hear it. So yes, no problem, Ebony. Voting on constitutional amendments again. I guess this is my fourth reminder, guys. Please go vote. Thank you. So Green Committee. Is Mr. Denny on this call? Did I just hear his laugh?
I am.
Yes, I heard you laugh, right? That was you laughing?
It was me. I apologize.
No, it's okay. Because this actually has to do with you. So me and Mr. Denny actually works together to like get this green committee as a part of this institution. And I think Ms. Morales is also supporting this initiative. However, we're still working on collecting people. Like I can't be the only person on this committee because I'm going to graduate and we're going to need people to be on there after I leave. So I know that a few of you guys have actually reached out to some of your professors and then gotten them to contact me, which I'm so appreciative of. So I think it was like Dr. Kelling who reached out to me, and I think I forgot the other doctor, but there are two people that reached out to me so far. But please continue doing that. So for those of y'all who are here and listening right now, if you guys know anybody that is interested in joining in this green committee, whether it's a faculty member or a student that is interested in making this institution a more eco-friendly university, then please tell them to email me. We'll get together, meet, and talk about it.
I really want to encourage however we get wide participation, because we've got quite a few potentially sustainable initiatives coming forward that really need student input and student voice as to whether or not we do them, and then if we do them, how we do them. So if I can kind of double down on Hiba's plea. We really need some student engagement on this topic.
These meetings are just me begging people to get involved, but
Yeah.
it's okay. I hope y'all do. I hope y'all do. It's a great experience. I've been doing this for 2 years and I enjoy it. So I hope y'all do the same. Alina.
You had a question about the Green Committee in the chat before I do the announcement.
Oh, okay, I can't see the chat.
It says, what's the commitment for the Green Committee? Sorry.
As of now, there is no commitment because like we haven't set up meeting dates and times. So the first thing would be to get everybody who's interested in one room at one time, and then we can figure out what we want to do. So I brought this idea up to Mr. Denny in like August or September or something, and we've been trying to recruit people since then. So we already have a huge list of initiatives that we want to work on, but we kind of need people. So right now there is no official commitment like you need to come 3 times a month or once a month or something like that. But we're just focusing on recruiting people and getting them all in one room. Are there any other questions? I don't know why I can't see the chat.
I'm never smart enough to raise my hand.
All right. What you want to raise your hand, Mr. Denny? What you got?
Yeah, well, if you can,
Oh my God, G.
if you can just schedule a meeting when people are together, I will come and kind of take the kickoff and have a conversation about commitment and time obligations and so forth. So I'm happy to do that.
All right. Are you recruiting staff members for the Green Committee too? Heck yeah.
Yes.
Anybody that wants to get involved. This is not like going to exclude anybody in any way. We need all the help we can get. And yes, Morgan, you are correct. Dr. Mukherjee was the second one. So yeah, I'm still working on trying to get a meeting with them. It's mainly my fault because my schedule's really busy. But anyways, all right, Alina.
All right, now it's my turn. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. All right. Hi, everyone. So we have our Leadership Experience Development Series that has been graciously hosted by our Assistant Director, Dylan Nash from the Office of Student Involvement and Leadership. So our first workshop will be taking place on March 10th, and it's called How to Be a Mindful Student Leader from A to Z. So basically, we will be focusing on how mindfulness is defined as being present and aware in one's environment, both physically and mentally. This workshop will provide an introduction to mindfulness, how it may impact your experience as a student leader, and how it may be used to get the most out of your journey. Our next LEDS workshop will be taking place on 23rd of March, and it will be hosted by Matthew Perry. It's called The Courageous Leadership Building a Social Justice Foundation. And he will be talking about his career in student housing, to his commitment to supporting underrepresented students. He has hands-on experience changing the campus climate and breaking down barriers for students. He believes that courageous leadership includes being uncomfortable, showing resilience, and displaying empathy towards others. So basically, you can join this workshop to learn more about how you can be a courageous leader. Our next workshop will take place on the 2nd of April. We do require pre-registration by March 29th for this specific workshop. You can register on Get Involved. It's called the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator Workshop, and will be hosted by Charles Crooker. During the session, participants will learn about their unique and impactful leadership style using the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. The session will include fun and interesting activities that will help participants understand their leadership and leadership strengths and blind spot. You must pre-register before March 29th. And we have one more. We do have one on April 8th, Leading with Consistency, Communication, and Vulnerability. Basically, our host, Asia Rodriguez, will talk about her leadership experience and being consistent and having clear expectations, and being successful in navigating the reality of a messy reality where mistakes are made. She has years of experience in supervision, and she has a lot of tips and tricks to share with everyone to be a good and beneficial leader. So yeah, we hope you can join us for that one. And lastly, we do have the Zoom Fatigue is Real, exploring how the virtual world is causing you distress on the 20th of April, and it is hosted by Counseling Services. So you can join this workshop to explore how the virtual world is causing you stress. So that pretty much sums up all the upcoming workshops for LEDS. I do have a couple more announcements. Let me stop sharing and share another screen. One second. We do have the upcoming big event, which I announced last week. And the big event is basically a large service day project volunteering thing that we say thank you to our community. And everyone is welcome to participate during the big events as students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members. You can sign up right over here on the link available, and the deadline is April 2nd of this year. The event will start at 7:45 a.m. and check-in, and we do provide a light breakfast. And lastly, I know there's one more, honor cord submission. We are at that time where we do require org leaders to submit their honor cord request forms. So if you are a student group with members graduating, please make sure you fill this in and make sure you fill in with the appropriate information. So if you are getting cords from an outside vendor or if you are getting it from the bookstore, make sure you specify all of that information. If you are getting it from the bookstore, I do recommend you fill in this form as soon as possible, mainly because we can start communicating with the bookstore as soon as possible. And also you can fill out this form if you are part of an honor society. I do see that there is a chat. I don't know if anyone has a question for me.
Will it be recorded, the LEDS?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know how we'll get access to it. So I don't know if Dylan is on the call, if he can answer this question. Or Patrick, maybe?
Yeah, I'm here. So yes, we have been recording the LED sessions, and we're actually working behind the scenes on a way that we can post these as a leadership on demand type of opportunity for our students who aren't able to attend at the time set aside, but can watch on the back end. So those are things that our office are working on.
Okay, great. So yeah, don't forget to sign up for the LEDS workshops. Like I said, the one on April 8th, the deadline is March 29th. I think I misplaced the date, but don't forget to register. Also, sorry, Hiba, you said something?
Oh, I was just asking, what's Kingdom Victory?
That's a group on campus.
Oh, okay.
Also, if this is just a quick reminder, if you could ask your primary officer to vote, we are having a low voter turnout. So we really want to meet that quorum mark. So if you could really message your primary officers or your primary contacts, that would be great. We are doing this for you guys, so this would be helpful for all of us. So that would be great. Yes, I'm done. Sorry, talked a lot this week.
Oh, you're good. Okay. The floor is now mine again. So I'm going to reiterate what Alina just said. We're having a low voter turnout for the constitutional amendment. Please just text your president and ask them to vote, please. Thank you.
Yeah, but I would just like to remind everyone, in the email, there's an Excel spreadsheet that shows every single student rep for the student org. So if you want to look on the list and if you know anyone on the list.
Yeah, I was also going to say thank you to the individuals that have already showed support for the Green Committee. Thank you. Rob, I saw your email. Shout out, Rob. I appreciate that. And Crystal, I saw your message. Appreciate that. All right. I think we might have, okay. Yeah, I see. All right. So is Josephat here from ONSP?
Yes, I am. How's it going?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good to hear.
For having me.
Do you need to share your screen?
I believe. Let me pull up my PowerPoint real quick.
You should be able to. I've given you permission to share.
Yeah, I saw it.
So y'all have a fun weekend.
I mean, it's midterm week, so I don't know how much fun we all have, but
I took a midterm last night. It was so fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
Swear.
honest, not playing this.
What if they are working and can't vote, bro? I don't know what to tell you. Could you, like, bathroom break? Joe, do you have your PowerPoint?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for it. Let me pull up the email that I sent out because I can't find it on my computer.
Yeah, if you want, we can go on to the next announcement until you have your stuff ready, or we can wait for a sec. Up to you.
Yeah, you can do that. It's fine.
All right, next up we have Executive Council reports. Abram.
I was supposed to talk about this, but I just got a message. Ileana, are you on the call or are you on the Zoom meeting right now?
I am.
Could you explain what's going on Friday?
Yes. Ooh, okay. I'm going to turn my camera off because I'm from home. I'm at home and I can see this light right here. Yeah, thanks for having me and for inviting me, giving me some space to talk to you about the LGBTQIA plus town hall we have on Friday. It's 10 to noon. And we will be in the Bayou Theater and online, so you can register online and join us virtually. This, if you will recall, and I'm at home and a 4-year-old is here, so if you can hear her stuff, and the dog's barking now. Pardon me for that. Sorry. So we will, if you recall, last semester, the president's office held 2 of them, both asking members of the community to participate in terms of the Black and African American identity piece. And so they wanted to reach out to those particular individuals and just have a conversation about how things are going, how they can help, how can they be a support. So she wanted to take it a step further and ask our underrepresented populations the same questions, essentially. And so this one is going to be just a little different, I think, in nature from the other. Again, I didn't attend the other 2. Matthew Perry and I will be co-facilitating this. It is open to faculty, staff, and students who identify within the community, and that does include our allies. We will, however, be asking that our allies to understand that the purpose of this is to hear from those members within the community. We want to know and take a more active approach in what your experience has been here at our institution as a member of the community and how we can better understand your experience and support you. So just like anything else, change takes time. So this is kind of that initial step of getting a needs assessment of where we are and understanding what we need to do moving forward. So is that as simple as pronouns becoming more of a standard? Is it issues with restrooms and availability on campus, safety, education in general? I imagine we're going to hear quite the spectrum of issues that individuals have encountered on our campus. And so again, the purpose of this is to gain more of an understanding of what those are and how we can help address those. So we will be reporting to the president kind of how that went, what we took from that. And I imagine moving forward, she's going to want kind of a recommendation or a plan as to how we're going to move forward and address those. So it's not going to be just a me and Matthew Perry moving forward with that, but more of a relaying that information to our administration and seeing how as a whole we can move forward and support this population of individuals within our community on our campus.
Yay!
I'll take any questions.
Why it won't let me other you? Yeah, if there are any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. You can also send them anonymously to me or Ms. Melendez. That's
Yeah,
us.
I'm happy to take your questions directly if you'd prefer to ask them to me directly. You know, so that no one else sees them. Totally understand. I will add the question format for the town hall. We will be taking questions and asking them as well, and those will be in an anonymous fashion as well. We're not going to be even voicing who it is that relayed the question.
Yay.
Ileana, is it a meeting or a webinar?
Sorry, say that again.
Is it a meeting or a webinar?
No. It's a town hall via webinar. It's happening once. We're going to assess whether or not there's a need for regular, and if again, we don't know what's going to come of this. I imagine we'll be assessing that, but for right now, this is just happening this one time, and then we'll assess moving forward.
Awesome, thank you, Ileana.
Mm-hmm.
And that is both in person and via online, right?
Correct. Yes. So it is happening in Bayou Theater. So if you'd like a seat, show up early. We are limited due to COVID. And then online via Zoom. Matt and I will be the only ones on the online platform, if you will, looking and receiving questions via webinar. And then there will be a method for you to submit questions. And we have two great volunteers who will be assisting with that. So Jay Skates will be our student volunteer. And then we've got Feroz, who will also be helping take some questions.
I just want to clarify, this event takes place on March 12th. You are still required to wear a mask and follow social distancing guidelines on campus. The university just sent out an email, despite Greg Abbott's mask mandate being removed, you still must follow social distancing guidelines while on campus. Stay 6 feet apart, take measures to sanitize, and don't come to campus if you think you have any symptoms of COVID-19 or if you're feeling ill. Wear a mask. Thank you.
An excellent note. Yes, please. Thank you. And when I say space is limited in the Bayou, I say that with that in mind. So their seats are, if you have not been in there recently, seats are taped off. There's only certain seating available inside physically of the Bayou Theater.
Yes. All right. And now we reach open forum. Before we get to open forum, I would like to remind all of y'all to remind your president to go vote on our constitutional amendments. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really want this to happen. Thank you.
Oh, Joe, I forgot about Joe.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, Joe. Joe, hello.
Hello. Can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
All right, cool. Thank you. Well, thank you for having me. I'm sorry I missed last week. I had a midterm exam in the morning and I completely forgot about it. And so, but yeah, I know that there was maybe a small presentation last week, but I did hear that some people had questions about expectations and all that. So I'm just going to kind of run through the position really kind of briefly. I'm going to skim through it and then answer any questions that y'all may have. I'm going to go through the required events. There are optional events throughout the summer that orientation leaders can sign up to work, but these are just kind of our 4 required events, and I'm just going to kind of briefly talk about them. And so the first one is our transfer student orientation. This is the one that comes up really quickly on the summer. It pops up right maybe 3 or 4 days right after you complete orientation training. And this is just for transfer students. It's a 1-day program. We're planning on virtual, and so if it's virtual, it'll just be a 2-hour program on Zoom. And then our Hawk Launch is our first time that we get to meet our new students, our first-year students. It's a camp-like setting. If it's in person, it'll be overnight in the Hunter Hall. Virtually, it'll be yeah, Derek just circled himself on the screen there. This past summer, we were virtual, and this summer, we're planning to probably be virtual. Unless something completely changes overnight with the pandemic. Virtual, it'll be 2 days on Zoom. In person, it would be overnight. Our new international student, this is the kind of the first day of the SOAR week of our new student orientation. The first day is always just for international students. We have international students from around the world. We usually get about 100 to 200 students, which is why we're planning to be virtual, because even if things start to get better with the pandemic, I think having 100 students, that's our minimum expectation. Having 100 students on campus is not very smart for us. And so we are planning virtual. It'll be about 4 or 5 hours long on Zoom. And the international students will get presentations about international admissions, advising. Also, we talk a lot about, things to do around the Houston area. If they know where, grocery, how to go, where to go to get their groceries or just toiletries that they may need. And we help them out with all of that. SOAR is our like massive program at the end of the orientation season. It really just kind of ends off the orientation season. Again, probably will be virtual. We get usually around 600 students for our SOAR program. And so having 600 students on campus during a pandemic isn't really something that we're going to want to risk. And so it'll probably be virtual. If it is virtual, it'll still be 2.5 days long, just like a regular SOAR, but it'll be on Zoom. And there is an optional day that you can work, which is, or 2 days that you can work, which is this up here. As you can see, we're wearing masks and we're plenty distance from each other. This is myself and orientation leader named Noe. And we were doing a swag bag pickup where students come and pick up their orientation goodie bags and a t-shirt, and we were just hyping up the crowd that was driving through. And if you're not comfortable coming to campus, that's totally fine. Anytime that we're coming to campus during the pandemic is completely optional. And so you don't have to come to campus if you really don't feel safe coming to campus. It's not like you're forced to do it just because we hired you on. Anytime that we come to campus is completely optional to you. So where do you fit in? We hired 2 teams to help us out from the summer, which is from May until the beginning of August. And then our fall orientation leaders pick up mid-August until right before school starts. And here are the required dates for the summer and for the fall orientation dates. And so as you can see, from May 21st to August 15th is the summer orientation leaders work time, and then July 30th through August 22nd is our fall orientation leaders. So we have a couple of expectations of our orientation leaders: being positive, and then maintaining professional images on social media and also in person. You are representing us, you're representing yourself and also the school, maintaining professional relationships with students and orientation leaders, behaving ethically and professionally. Again, we're working with a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, so being ethical is very important. Attending all required events. If you do apply, make sure you do look over those required dates on the application, and just make sure that you can make those. And then being on time and being present. These orientation events are very large, and so it really does need the team effort to work. And so we do need our orientation leaders to be on time and be present. So the different steps to apply is to attend an info session. That is a requirement during the application process. Those are completely virtual. You can see those on Get Involved, and we have those until our application deadline, which is March 24th at 5 p.m. And those are all on Get Involved. They're all through Zoom. The next step after attending an info session is to complete and submit an application. You can download that on Get Involved on our orientation page, or you can also, whenever you click onto the info session dates on the events tab, there's a little link that you can put into your browser and it'll automatically download the PDF. It is a fillable PDF, so you can just type directly on the PDF and then submit it through email. Another option, if you're ever on campus, is to pick one up right outside our office, which is right in the student lounge in the SSCB building, and then to attend a group interview, which are going to be 100% virtual on Zoom as well. Any questions? I know I kind of skimmed through that really quickly, but is there any questions at all?
Hey, I'm in that picture. I'm in both of those.
Yeah, look at that.
Hey. Okay, sorry.
So you get paid as an orientation leader? Is that true?
Yes.
There's no way you didn't know that.
It's an actual, it's a job. It's not volunteer hours, so you do get paid if you get hired on as an orientation leader.
Somebody said that the flyer said the deadline was February 6th. Can people still apply?
Yeah, so that was the old picture. It is, you can still apply until March 24th at 5 p.m., which is when our office closes, and that's when we stop taking applications.
All right. So, quick reminder, there is 6 minutes left to voting, and we still need 20 votes. We're not even halfway there. So, if you could use these 6 minutes to get people to vote. Yeah, big ups. All right. Oh, dude, I need to tape my mouth shut. Okay. Let's see. And now we reach the open forum section of our meeting. Does anybody have, yes, your voice matters. Please use it by participating in voting. Do it. Can I vote? I don't know. But now we've reached the open forum section of our meeting. We have 5 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Do you want to ask anything about anything that was presented in this meeting? Yeah.
So I think this is really for facilities, but I noticed that in the alumni plaza between Bayou and SSCB, there's 4 lampposts that are out.
You said, so sorry, could you repeat that? You said between the Bayou building and the SSCB 4 lampposts are out?
Yeah. And I noticed because I get off of work at 10 p.m. and it gets really dark in that one little spot. And I was like, oh, there's 4 lampposts that aren't on right now.
Well, luckily we have Mr. Denny on this call.
If I could ask, is this, you said between the SSCB and Bayou, correct? So is this on the pathway that goes to the SSCB, or is this the pathway that goes to the parking lot between SSCB and Bayou?
This is right there where the fountain is.
Alumni Plaza.
Yeah.
Oh, Alumni Plaza. Okay, very good. I will get to our FMC AVP, and he will get on it today.
Okay.
Can I hear that? Oops. Okay, so that was addressed, but we are at 24 votes now. We need 19. Let's make it happen. Sorry, I'm just watching the votes. But are there any other comments or questions regarding anything that was discussed at this meeting or SGA in general? We will not be having a meeting next week because next week is spring break. Yeah.
I have something to say here, but I know it's very informal. I was probably supposed to do this in executive reports, but I just want to let everyone know that I am going to, over the spring break, kind of prepare something for the committee representatives. That way, whenever we have student representatives going to the shared governance meetings, they have some type of format or report that they have to fill out. I don't want to seem that it's so tasking to fill out a report, but it's something that we can report back to SGA in our weekly meetings. That way the student body has a better understanding of what's going on during these shared governance meetings. So I will be working on that over the spring break. And once we get back, I believe it's the 23rd, I could be incorrect, but once we get back to our first weekly meeting, I'll possibly have something to present, and then we'll go from there to publish it out to the student representatives. Also, if you haven't found out, the pass fail, which is also some people call it SU policy, has been put back into place. I know I'm serve on the executive council, but I also want to publicly thank Hiba for all of her work and Jay. They were doing this much longer than I was. I'm not going to take the credit because I literally just got here. But I want to congratulate them and thank them for all their hard work in order to get the SU policy back this semester. And that's all I got.
I will give that credit to Jay completely. But let's see. Yeah, Hunter Hall, updates on Hunter Hall. Let's see. I know that they're still staying in the Hilton, I believe. But I'll let y'all know when I know that they're back on campus.
I think Mark raised his hand.
Yeah, I can give a real quick. So without going into the detail, the circuit boards that control the individual room heating, cooling, and air handling, as well as the rooftop heating, cooling, and air handling, were destroyed when the generator was hooked up by the company we leased it from incorrectly and sent 270 volts of electricity through the building, not the 120 it's set up for. And so we are struggling to get parts. At present, we have circuit boards replaced and the first floor is operational. We need at least first and second floor to be able to move residents back in. We hope that we will have the parts by the 19th so that then we can move people in over the weekend before spring break concludes. And then we don't have a timeline for getting the parts. There's a couple of different paths and there's some insurance challenges, whether or not we could get the full building by the 29th, but just leave it at right now. There's some insurance challenges and some legal concerns as to how we go forward after that. So we hope to have everybody moved in following the completion of spring break.
Could we add an in-meeting rep votes? What do you mean, Brandon?
Like people who they're in this meeting, but their president can't vote.
Advising? I need advice. Can we do that?
Because if we're close, it might push us over the edge. You know, we can finally get a amendment.
I think that would be really confusing, and we're only at 27 votes right now.
So not close. All right.
It is also worth noting that it's now 12:31, so that's another factor as well.
So the reason why other officers are not able to vote is because the way this works is each organization gets one vote. And so normally if we were in the meeting, each organization would, or the representative would be able to vote on their behalf. But the way we tried to do it for this meeting was to extend the opportunity for those individuals that are not able to make it during the 11:30 to 12:30 time. So let's say they have class or something, they can just quickly go vote online. And we decided to do the primary officers. That way we had one person that we knew could vote from each organization. Well, time's up now, so we didn't pass our amendments. But it's okay. We'll figure something out, I guess. Are there any other questions, comments, or concerns that anyone wants to address?
I just want people to know that the Executive Council and the Senate are working really hard to try to figure this out and to make sure that we have the student voice, but also be able to fix the Constitution so that way we can do business. So any ideas, any brainstorming, anybody who is interested in reading the Constitution and helping us try to figure this out, please reach out to SGA or us individually or whatever. We would love to work with y'all.
Yeah, Sarah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe we can try that next time.
I think because it's stated in the Constitution, it has to be between 11:30 a.m. to 12:30. That's why we did it in this hour.
Yeah, that was why we did that.
Yeah, the Constitution is kind of tricky to work with, and we don't want to break any rules to make new rules. It's kind of counterproductive. Maybe if we had a vote time and date like a week early before it goes. I did that. I announced it last week and the week before, and we sent out emails. So I don't know how much. The thing is, like, it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall, you know, like I keep saying the same things again and again and coming up with new ideas, and then this is the response, you know, so it's kind of hard. But it's okay. Grateful for the opportunity. We move forward. We can try to hopefully come up with a new idea. And we will do our part to come up with new constitutional amendments and try to find ways to get around quorum. But this is not, I can't solve this. Jay can't solve this. Nobody on the EC can solve this. It's a community effort. So in order for us to cross this hurdle or go over this obstacle, we need the community to participate. We need student organizations to take a more active role. Yeah, it's our registered student organization community effort. Y'all all need to help. You know, like it's really hard to do this on your own. It's impossible to do it on your own. It's like we need the votes, we need the people. So please consider just, you know, being more active, I guess, or getting your organization to be more active if that's possible. But I do want to say I appreciate all the individuals that voted and that reached out to their presidents. I know that there was some like some people were in class and some people were at work. Did you need all 43 to vote or 2/3? The 2/3 rule honestly confused me, but we needed the 43 plus. So we need to meet quorum, and that's how that would have passed.
So quorum is 43. So when we refer to 2/3, if I'm not mistaken, I think we are referring, wait, Patrick, correct me on this if I'm wrong.
Quorum is 50 plus 1.
So yeah, that is the number 43. So that is.
Yes, 2/3 is not used in this instance.
2/3 is used for something else, yeah.
Yes, it's used for something else. No problem, Troy. Thank you for asking. But
yeah, it's under Article 2. It says a simple majority of recognized organization representatives who choose to participate in SGA 50% plus 1 shall constitute a quorum for conducting official business. So I have an idea, but I'm going to run it by the EC and advising first.
yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for your support. I know I'm holding y'all late. It's 12:36. It's probably time for me to be quiet. Anyways, I really need to stop this thing. I'm sorry. Okay. So quote of the day chosen by Abram, our new VP admin. I never lose. I either win or learn, by Nelson Mandela. So the next virtual SGA meeting will be held on March 23rd, not next week, March 23rd, 2021. Please be present no later than 11:20 a.m. to be led into the session so we can begin promptly at 11:30 a.m. To schedule agenda time, i.e. student organization announcements, staff and university office announcements, etc., a completed request form must be submitted on the SGA website by 12 o'clock noon on Wednesday, March 10th, 2021. Online forms are on www.uhcl.edu/SGA. The quote of the day, I never lose, I either win. Nelson Mandela. The time is 12:37 and this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.